Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. Look at this amazing skybox. It looks so nice. Man, what a backdrop for our for our ships and the planets and all that stuff. Really, really cool looking. I'm baffled. 4K resolution. It might take a bit longer to load the game, but everything else really, really nice. So, there's other things the newest update brought with it. I'm in the dev version still, so there's some issues fixed with pistons and with entities falling through the floor. All these things, some missing textures fixed. That's neat. They added a few windows we hadn't have before. Yeah, that's all cool stuff. The skybox is, I think, the main thing. Don't know. I hope there's some things in the back end that I don't know of that are hopefully a bit more important than only the skybox. So let us take a look at this for a second. I made the bridge basically for this ship, and the ship is now sealed. So we could load it up with ice and then have oxygen in there. So let us just walk in for a second. I want to talk about the last episode again in a minute or two. So yeah, I brought some airlocks in here too. So if the bridge gets hit, not the whole ship is exposed to the vacuum of space, and I have an air. Yes, now the name is missing. An air vent, in here. And one thing I need to set up is now I need to set up all the steering mechanisms. So I need mechanisms, some buttons for the beam drill, and then I have to see what else I need to turn on and off. Maybe the hydrogen thrusters, for example. I just want to have them for show and for landing on planets. So we might want to turn them off when I don't need them. So then I have the room down here still. We have to see what we set up here. And then I have a lot of space in the back here. I'm not done with it all, but yeah, we will continue, or I will continue working on this. Most of the stuff now I have done without you, because I know how tedious it can be to just watch someone just put blocks together. And I'm not a big fan of... I like time lapses. I don't like to do time lapses because I don't have an extra camera I could use to film it all that stuff, and you would just see my perspective of it, and that's not what I really want to do. So I added some oxygen farms here so that at least a bit of oxygen gets produced at the moment. I want to later go and fill this ship up with ice and maybe get some other materials, so this ship becomes a bit more independent. I still have no assembler in here and no refinery. That needs fixing too. One thing I want to do now is I need to turn off the nanites, because these nanites and the nanites here steal all the stuff I'm shooting down to the planet. I'm trying to find the new point for the new funnel when we ever replace the gates there. A lot of you really like the gates. That's good to see and good to hear that some had the same idea and used the other portal mod, the Stargate mod. It's the same mod basically, but I'm using the version that has not all these attached things to it. The extra ships from Stargate and the weapons and all that stuff. So, otherwise, again, the same mod should work very, very similar. I had two comments I want to basically talk about for a sec. One is from Jonathan I hope I don't. Cambron or Cambron. He talked about maybe making this station mobile. And no, I don't want to make the station mobile. I still want to bring back the gravity cannon and want to be able to shoot down ores again. So if I would make it mobile, it would lose the whole reason to have this part down here. And I want to keep the station as a station. I have enough ships that can do basically the same. The mobile home still exists. It still has all the capabilities of refining, of assembling stuff, and the new Explorer 2 will have that too. So not in an industrial scale, but I never really needed an industrial scale. This station only has 4 refineries. The only thing it has now is the amount of assemblers there, and you wouldn't really need that. You could have the nanites just regulate that all. And I can do mining with my mining ships. So this one, for example, is my only mining ship at the moment, but it is amazing. It brings in stuff as quick as I want it, and it can jump to every place in the universe. And so I don't really need a crazy big mobile refinery. And if I would do that, I would build something special for that, or something extra for that, because this station has a purpose. It normally has the purpose that it is usable as an ore cannon. And again, I want to bring that function back if I can. So I don't want to discourage you from giving ideas, but I also want to be able to voice my opinion on that. And again, this station will be stationary still. We can later build maybe a refinery ship, a big one, with attached miners. But then I would make it just a refinery ship, just to bring in materials. Basically, the idea the Duchessa had, or the girl, I don't know, the person the person that made the Duchessa had in mind, having drones bring stuff in and then refine that in here with just one assembler or something like that. So I would dedicate that, and then make a ship that grabs ore, that refines ore, that brings it back. Having it stationary has its having things stationary in a space engineer's world has its how to say that? It's better to have things stationary in your world. So stationary grids don't strain the whole system. So all the people building monstrous big ships, they will definitely run into problems with that. And so why make that if I can make a small ship that can grab materials really, really fast, bring it back, refine it here, and from here I could send it out into the world. Now I could even use stargates not stargates, wormhole portals to bring that to other places. The wormhole portals especially make it unnecessary to have something like this mobile. In a vanilla world, it could be neat, but on the other hand, you might want to have something stationary, something very central, or have a ship that is dedicated, not dedicated, but a ship that is an all-rounder. So a station you can bring with you, and it's so hard to say because everybody has its his own playstyle. So people might really like that, to have a big refinery ship that you could send out, bring in materials, bring all the materials back, and have it refined on the way. I, for myself, would always build stationary refineries. Have it stationary, have it big, so I can refine relatively fast. Because this one, for example, if I ever run into the problem that my refineries couldn't keep up or something like that, I could just add stuff to it, and again, the grid, a stationary grid, is a lot more friendly to the performance, let's say it that way. Sending out smaller ships is, in my opinion, the better way there, and bring the stuff back. Good. I hope I hope that explains why the idea is good, but the idea is not for me. So the next thing, another really, really good idea that might not be, as realizable, is that a good word? So Wainwright had the idea, and again, it's a good idea to have a sensor here that detects when ore comes, when ore is shot out, and then turn on the gate then. Good idea, again, but we run into a problem with that, and we can take a look at that. And now the gate is done. So you see that the way from there to here with 10 gravity generators behind it is is a very, very short one. So the first ores would automatically be shot basically through the portal down to the planet, and the time wouldn't just work. What we could do, and what my plan is for the future, I think, is using a timer to activate the dropout, and then activate. Did that change? Activate the drop, and then maybe activate the portal. A few seconds later, activate the drop, so that I don't have to rely on here, quick dial, then start this, put this in there. One thing I want to do for the future is have this container be separated from the rest of the grid. At the moment, I have this sorter in here, and I need to make the test if I can turn off this sorter and then nothing goes through there anymore. We could do that just for a second, because that would answer some of my questions. So can I now, if I go to this container, cargo drop still has stone. I need some more stone in here, because again, I want to see the... Can I... No, that's a good thing. Can I... No, okay. This answers a question of mine, because I want to have this container basically disconnected from the rest of the station. so that we can just fill this container with all the stuff we want to bring down to the planet. However we want to do it. However, if we want to do it with the portal, or if we want to do it with a cargo cannon, the gravity cannon. We could just fill this container, set this connector to collect all, and then it would just shoot out what's in the container, so that we don't have to fill the connector in any way. And we also could make another. Yeah, we will make another sorter back here. That's a thing we should do too. Just so that we can basically shut down the grabbing of materials from... I've turned off the nanites. Yeah, I will just turn it off on in a second again. So that we can shut off the... I had to go back a few seconds because my mind just went wrong there. I wanted to say I will put in a sorter here so that we are able to shut off the connection between the cargo container and the connector down there for whatever reason. So if this, for example, is still shooting out things and we don't want to turn the connector off, we can just turn off the sorter here, and that makes it possible so that we can shoot down the stuff and still and then still load the container here with other stuff for, don't know, a different destination or something like that. One thing I want to do quick is turn on the nanites again. We will turn on factory 1 just so it finishes the sorter there. Good. One thing I want to find out now is the new point for the ore drops. Back to Wainwright's comment again. The idea is good, again, but the distance here is too short, and that makes it not possible to again, the portal takes a while to turn on. A sensor isn't able to detect a few seconds into the future, so that will not be possible. Again, the idea is really, really good, and we could see if we can do something else with it. If you have more ideas like that, Wayne, then let me know, because again, idea good. Timer solution might be the way to go here. Okay, I want to load the container with some... Okay, we will call this valve container, and then I will rename that completely, make an... What is that? An asterisk? Asterisk? A star thing there. We call that Sternchen. That's basically a little star. Whenever we add a chen in the end, then it's smaller. Okay, and this one is the valve connector. I'm doing stuff I shouldn't do right now. And put the small star there. Asterisk. I think this is the right word. Or we turn off the nanites again. And then load some or into the connector, but we will do that from down there, and we will turn off the oh, I could have gone through the portal. We still could do that. Let me go to the planet and then we load up some stone. I want to, for the end of this episode, I want to know where I would have to put down the new funnel. So when I came through there, I died because I don't know. It's not good to go through a gate that is laid on its side there. The world is loading. I will wait a second. I've turned off the nanite cleanup. That's the nanite factory that's in the funnel, because I don't want it to pick up eventual stone that I shoot down here. So that is one thing. It's good that the sun comes up. The last time I was down here, it was still dark. Good. Let us orbital base. Terminal. I'm already in the terminal. In the terminal for the orbital base. So why go and do it the easy way? So stone. I definitely need to disconnect the cargo drop. And now I need some more stone. We shoot down stone now, and one thing I should do is let us just wait until the stone comes down. I will wait here to see if it is somewhere in this area where the stuff lands. Maybe it is close enough to the funnel, so I don't need to move a whole lot of meters away from here, because again, this is the point where I found some ice I shot down, and that is 1.2 kilometers. That is a long way for a conveyor connection. Good. Let me wait a moment. Oh no, that could be the explanation why sometimes there is stuff lying somewhere else. Did you see that? Okay. Oh, the funnel still works. See that? I hope you can see that on video. This is crazy. So sometimes, and that's a problem I had always. That's why I have an extra basically cleanup unit down here. The cleanup nanites. It must be that some of the ice I've test fired down here hit somewhere here, bounced back up, and then hit on the way up other ice that was coming down like the stones did a second ago. And then it flew somewhere. That it would fly 1.5 kilometers is crazy. But maybe if it bounces a few times more, then it would work. Because again, it comes down from up there. So I was wrong with the assumption that the funnel isn't usable anymore. The problem is that it seems more of the ice now jumps up. Or more of whatever comes down jumps up. So we don't need to move the funnel, remodel the station in any way. So we have now two systems we could use. We could use the portals, we could use the cannon. I'm open for everything. Why always on camera? That's just embarrassing. So I was completely wrong with the assumption that this doesn't work anymore. It might have brought it a bit out of alignment, so more of the stuff now shoots up, so maybe the alignment wasn't... If it, for example, if the alignment was... The alignment before was really good. It wasn't that nearly every stone that came down just bounced back up. Maybe the alignment is just off a little bit, so now it hits the rim of these collectors here. Now nearly all of the stone just bounces up. Some definitely went into the collector. We can see that here. So here's the problem. I've shot down nearly 200,000 units of stone. So is it just that the cleanup unit wasn't on? So now I need to have the cleanup going, so... Where did the rest of the stone go? Again, 200 units, or there comes more. But if there's more, it should be already down here. I waited minutes now. Let me take a look how much, if there's still something left in the orbital drop. No. So there's nothing left. I had around 10,000 units of stone before. So we lost... And again, the refineries and all that stuff is working, so I will assume it's more that that came to down here. But on the way, we basically lost something between 170k units of stone to whatever. So our problem is not that this thing is not missing anymore, but it doesn't reach down here anymore. That wasn't like that before. I had losses, definitely, but not that bad. Yeah, good. The cleanup unit there. What is with this one? Okay, we have 23, so it's 150, 100, let's say 140k missing. Oh, does it count this one as no, it shouldn't. Let me find a good place where I can store that for a second so that it gets sorted into the system. Come on. I have an ore container. Sort it. Okay, how much do we have now? Yeah, we still lost don't know, 100. Let's be nice and say 140,000 units of stone. Because the cleanup nanites have a sorter that just pulls out everything that's in there. Or should, let's say it that way. It doesn't pull out hydrogen bottles. I think it's set to pull out. It is set to pull out. No, it's set to pull out everything. Why is it not pulling out the hydrogen bottles? I don't get that. I don't get it anymore. Space engineers getting into my head like crazy. Good, but now we know the funnel should still work or could work. I think we should rely on the portal for now, and I will figure out more of the things that could that could be problematic here. At least we don't need to move the funnel. We can keep the station there and still use the cannon if we want. I will see what else we could do to make this here a little bit nicer. I started with bringing down some more materials. That should help us down here. You can see that I have at least a bit of all the materials down here now, and it is still processing uranium. We are still missing out a bit on iron and platinum, but that will come through the gate next, I would say. One thing I also wanted to show you is this one. There's a mod out there that makes and this looks horrid. Maybe it's more for the big wheels. I added a mod that adds double wheels. So some of the modders made basically an unofficial patch for space engineers with things they thought should be in, and they repaired it, like the bigger range for laser antennas and all that stuff. And they also brought in the double wheels. That's one thing I really missed. Again, maybe it is not good for the small wheels here, but I just wanted to test if it works, and it was the closest wheeled vehicle I had at the time. Good, that's just to show you. I will add that, by the way, to the collection, so that if you want to have some of the mods I'm using, you can just grab it from the collection. Could be a day or two, so don't be too quick. But you can take a look at it, or I don't know if you can subscribe to it, and then you get informed if I change something on it or something like that. Good people, but that's all for today. A bit of a random episode today. I just came home and wanted to give you some content for today. I hope you are okay with that. Tomorrow, if I have time, I might try another test stream. I'm not sure. We will see, and then we will talk about what the problem with the stream will be. And then I will know if I really have dedicated fans, I would say. Good people. In the next stream we will do that. Good people. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on it. And I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.